Hello, hello, and welcome back to Banco Casino. And we're getting things underway today with the €5,000 high roller event. 5 entries so far. So before we get going, Leo,
hello,
my co-commentator, Leo Worthington-Leese, and myself, George Sandford, will be guiding you through the action. How are you getting on, mate?
good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How's the cash games been going for you?
Not bad. Played a couple of sessions, had a fun one yesterday. But I've been having fun playing the tournaments here, actually. Pokercode have put on a very good series. I don't know if you can call it a series, I guess just a couple of tournaments. But the main event's just been very high morale. I've met a lot of guys from the Pokercode community, played obviously against a lot of people, just had really good experience. Everybody's very friendly, everybody's very happy to be here.
And passionate about poker as well.
Yeah, just passionate about creating this good community. Is exactly what it is, Pokercode community.
Yeah, I guess it started as a concept and it's kind of becoming a poker brand and almost a movement. We were speaking to Kate, who is in seat 1 on the table here, and she was talking about, the evolution of this, what was merely just an idea for some training content that's, kind of evolved into something else and, making great leaps forward. And here we are at the festival, with a €5,000 tournament in Slovakia. That's the first of its kind. So it's going to be interesting to see some of the action. Obviously, not the easiest looking lineup. You've got there Rainer Kempe, a very well-known online and live high-stakes professional. Fedor's in seat 4 and Mario Mosbeck in seat 5. So Mario here looks like he's opened it up with the ace-8 off. Bet the flop as he do with basically all of his hands. Rainer, he can't really check raise the flop here, I'm guessing, because he's not really going to have enough. It's quite a thin value range that he'd be repping, right?
That's right, because he's going to free bet a lot of his hands like aces, queens, ace queen, pre-flop, even some ace 4 suited sometimes. He's really down to like ace 4 offsuit, pocket 4s, queen 4 suited, queen 4 offsuit. He'll defend big blind versus button as well.
Yeah.
But he is going to have a lot of equity on this flop. Not necessarily having a bunch of strong hands, but he will have some strong hands in there, and he will also just have a lot of high equity hands. He's not always going to 3-bet things like king jack of spades or jack 10 of spades because he doesn't want to necessarily play a bloated 4-bet pot out of position.
Yeah.
So he can get away with having some raises, but this hand makes sense as a call. He's blocking some value. He's got a good bluff catcher. He's got good equity. Doesn't necessarily want to play a huge pot, ending up just having bottom pair. So,
and it's just a must call for Mario once he checks back the turn there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on to the next hand. Looks like we've still got the 5 players. No one else joined as of yet. A couple of guys still in the 550 main event. I was chatting to one of the Pokercode organisers saying that he thinks that there might be up to 15 people, but I think that's a little bit ambitious.
Slightly.
We're happy with 5 for now.
Yeah, there is. I think they must be getting very near to the bubble now in the main event. Last time I looked, there was about 45 people left, and I think it's something in the 30s paid. So
yeah,
that's going to be interesting. About 25,000 up top in that. So that was a €550 with 125k guarantee. They basically just about got to the guarantee. A couple of players over.
I mean, to get anywhere near the guarantee, I think is quite impressive because at the moment. There's a couple of other local events with higher guarantees on this week. You've got a 300k coming up. We've got the Banco Masters next week. The local player pool is only so big, and still to be able to hit that guarantee, the 125,000 is very impressive.
Yeah. Plus, when you add in some travel restrictions for some potentially international. Players, it does make things a lot more difficult. So yeah,
absolutely,
very impressed. And they also ran the Polish poker last week with what 100? What was that? 200k guaranteed.
Yeah, it's 100 euros. Yeah,
200k guaranteed, which is insane numbers. And they managed to get 3,500 runners, 350k prize pool.
Yeah, just completely smashed it. I think it was it wasn't even close to the guarantee. Smashed that by about the 4th leg. And they run about 7-day ones for that one. So. Moving in the right direction, as we're saying here at Banco Casino, and it's great to see poker thriving in this sort of semi-post-COVID era. I think a lot of people have just been sat inside for a while and want to get out and play some cards and meet and catch up with like-minded people. So why not?
Ooh. Yeah, exactly. And also, I don't know if you've never been to Bratislava, it's also just attached to an amazing city.
Yeah.
Lovely city, Bratislava.
Take a right out of the back of the casino and you're in Old Town within about 2 minutes. There's
food
some
everywhere.
great food stops. Yeah, just, you know.
It's all pedestrianised as well. No traffic through the old town. Just people walking around. Amazing architecture. Big open spaces.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very nice.
Couple of sky bars with some nice views of the city. The castle is also great to visit as well. Fedor pinging it, turning the second nut straight, and
yeah, this is a great card for Rayner to carry on bluffing as well.
Absolutely. Picks up some robust equity. The river queen or the 7 is great for him.
Yeah, the spade is also amazing for him, having the ace of spades. He's setting up a river bluff nicely. He has a big advantage with ace queen because Fedor's going to 3-bet pre-flop. He blocks queen 9 and 9-7, so this is just an absolute ideal bluff hand for Rayner. He also just has the advantage with hands like kings, pocket jacks, pocket 10s, which Fedor's going to 3-bet pre-flop, potentially even 3-betting some like king jack suited, king queen suited, ace king obviously. So yeah,
very little reason for Fedor to raise or shove the turn. I think he's just going to continue. He just wants Rayner to, you know, fly off with those queen 7, queen hands. 5 suiteds, the 9x as well.
Yeah.
And I think we're just going to see an all in and a call on the river. Obviously.
Yeah, I don't think Rayner can slow down.
No.
He was obviously a spade would be slightly better for him, but he just doesn't care. He has good blockers to.
Yeah, I think Fedor's got a few too many hands, like, you know, a queen jack, a jack 9, a 10-9 suited that are sort of still in there, that stick around to the river, that are going to have a trouble calling it off for the lot. He might flat a hand like king 5 suited that's going to have a really tough time calling the river as well.
Yeah. Fedor's going to have to, for this not to be good, Fedor's going to have to start defending some like queen jack suited and stuff on the river versus a shove. So
yeah, and Rayner's probably aware that Fedor's small blind flatting range is going to be a little bit wider with Kate behind pre-flop as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking to play a few more hands with not the weaker player, but certainly the more recreational of the lineup.
Yeah, I think it's okay to say recreational.
Yeah,
considering Kate knows what's going on in this tournament. So yeah, a bluff from Rayner and a call from
bluff and a call. I think that's
was it an all in?
Right, yeah, by the looks of it.
Nice, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Rayner chucked out about 600k's worth of chips out there. Sees the bad news, but a very well played hand overall.
By both.
And as you said, not a whiff of emotion or sort of regret from Rayner there. I think he just realises that his combo is, you know, a great one to fire through with.
Exactly. It's just a standard decision for him.
Yeah, it's quite nice to have the ace. It's quite nice to have the ace as well, you'd imagine, right? Because you know you're not really blocking any of those kind of like tricky spots.
Yeah, and not having a queen is nice because a lot of Fedor's cool folds or cool very difficult spots are going to be hands that had a queen in.
Yeah. Queen 9.
Queen X with some backdoor spades.
Yeah, sorry, not queen 9 obviously, but yeah, queen X with backdoor spades.
Like the queen 10s and the queen whatever the bottom card was suited, and the queen whatever the river card was suited.
Ooh, and coming in seat 2, I believe that is Igor Karkaroff online. I can't remember his real name.
Simon.
Romau, that's it. Yeah, Simon Rossum or Romau. I'll have a look. But he's part of the Pokercode crew.
Right?
That's it. Yeah, Danish. And I believe he won a W Cube last year, the 2K for about 150. I saw on his Instagram.
Fedor topping the chip counts then up to 800k from the 500k starting stack. Rayner been on a bit of a ride up to 2 stacks and then back down to 1 after losing a couple of hands against Fedor. Not much happening with Mario and Simon so far. The other 2 guys in there in a few of the pots there. Kate and Stefan. A hand now for Kate in the hijack. She'll be opening this one, king 10 off. Playing about 40 big blinds now. Not sure what the levels are. I assume they're half an hour or 25 minutes, something like that. Nothing for Simon. This will just be passing this one. Ace 10 off on the button, definitely going to be pip for Rayner, whether he decides to 3-bet or call. I imagine at this kind of stat depth, he's probably just going to be peeling. He's not going to want to face a 4-bet very often with a hand quite as strong as this against a recreational player. I think he's likely to just take his post-flop advantage. But can see it mixing in there. I mean, it definitely is a fine hand to go for a 3-bet with. happy to 3-bet fold a hand like this, but you know, we're not loving just folding ace 10 off pre-flop, but against the range that actually 4-bets, it's just going to be a very easy fold. It looks like he's going for the 3-bet. 22k from Kate, which is almost a 3x as well. Quite a big open size off 40 bigs. Yeah, Rainer goes for the kind of 3x, just over 3x in position. And I can't see Kate folding this one. I think she's got a pretty... in her mind, she has a pretty great continue. Yeah, Kate does continue as expected. She did take her time though, which I'm slightly curious about, considering how quickly I've seen her continue in some other spots today. But heads up pot seems like the least of her worries. Good flop for Kate. She's going to be... I mean, this is one of the better flops for our hand. Two nice overcards, a very strong draw, and also just a backdoor straight draw for some backup as well. So you can see she's actually a favourite here, despite being crushed and having the worst hand. She just has enough equity that makes her hand the favourite. Also going to be, it's very easy for her to realise our equity at this kind of stat depth. 160k in the pot, 285k behind. Just has a very natural hand to check jam or check raise and call it off with. Potentially continuing sometimes against a very small bet if Rainer was to use something like 20%. But yeah, oh, Kate just elects to open jam the flop, so she's targeting those kind of ace king, ace queen hands that just aren't really going to be able to call it off. Getting some fold equity, making sure that she realises all of her equity. Gets the job done. Not much Rainer can do there, so interesting way of playing the hand, but does work this time. And I mean, yeah, she's going to have really good equity even when she is called. She knows that, you know, if queens snap her off, then so what? Let's go. We have our 7th entrant. Strikes me as a regular. Not sure. I don't recognise him, but we'll see when the name comes up. Do a little bit of research again.
So no spoilers, but a big hand coming up apparently, and
we like big hands.
We do like big hands. We like big fat pots and re-entries. Oh, here we go. There's some graphics. So Rainer in the small blind with the 9s. For some reason, yeah,
that's all you know.
Oh, yeah, that's all we got. Okay, so Rainer we know has 9s, so. Which is the Bratislava nuts.
Yes, it's a sweat with Rainer hand. You know when we used to do that on the Poker Stars.
That's it.
You know, sweat with
Hartigan and
Hartigan Estates. I grew up on that.
Yeah, I used to love all of that content. Second only to Norman Chad and Lord McLaren in the in
WSOP.
Those reruns, man. I used to, when I got into poker, which was at university, I'd basically quit a job in sort of banking in the city to go to uni because I didn't really want to do that, but didn't know what to do. So you just sort of end up at uni, don't you? Watching those and playing $1 tournaments on the side. We do like to reminisce, don't we? But
the glory days.
The good days. Everything was a lot easier.
Simpler. Just one clear goal in mind. Stop being Busto.
So Rainer here with the 9s and small blind. It looks like we've got an open from Mario. And a 3-bet. Yeah, that looks like more chips than the open, doesn't it?
It looks like an open to...
Yeah, that's what, 20...
open to 22.
22.
And a 3-bet to about 70.
Yeah, and a 4-bet jam from Rainer in the small blind with the 9s.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Standard, really, isn't it? Versus two elite level players, 6-handed or 7-handed.
Yeah, he's not really getting away from this one.
No.
So this could be the big hand. Perhaps Simon had it. Perhaps Rainer has it. I mean,
perhaps Mario
has it. Yep.
Rechecking the cards. I don't think you'd do that if you had. Oh,
yeah. It does find the all-in snap fold. So it's going to be like probably Jacks plus for Mario.
Yeah.
Jacks plus an Ace King. I imagine. I don't know if he can go with Ace Queen.
I do have some info. It's the nuts.
Blade.
Yeah, it's just the rockets.
It's the real nuts versus the actual nuts.
Yeah, the Slovakian nuts versus what it tells you in the textbook is the best hand.
Yeah. So 9's definitely going to win this one.
You'd imagine so.
Hard to come back from such a big disadvantage having aces here.
Yeah. Oh, that's the curtain for Reiner, who was actually the early chip leader, and then got himself into.
That's poker for you.
That is, yeah. I mean, that's every pot has been very heavily contested, isn't it? It's not been like your average kind of tournament here at the Banco Casino.
Not many raise and take it's.
No.
So exactly. Perhaps a re-entry.
Perhaps a re-entry.
He's just doing a quick scan of the field. Fish, 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 fish. Yeah, I should probably,
fancy my chances versus all of these.
Yeah.
And
bunch of whales.
Yeah, he's off.
Back to the desk. Chips.
Yeah. So ace king off in the hijack. Let's pop it up, shall we?
There we go. What are we up now? 8k big blind, 10k big blind. So she's down to 27 bigs.
Yeah. Structure already getting a little bit on the quick
Goes
side.
for the 4x.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, see, this is something that the guys, that, you know, a good player is just going to understand that this is the strong
This
hand.
is very
exactly
value.
what it looks like.
Yeah, it's usually a high ace-x type holding.
It's very, it's unlikely to be like aces or kings because those hands are not so worried. It's like an early protection bet, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're using the bigger size because they want to get heads up against a semi-tight range where they feel a bit more confident playing.
Hang on, what's Mario up to? Is he just joking around?
He's time wasting is what he's up to.
Yeah.
Hardly even a defend versus a min raise.
Yeah, I think it's on the cusp versus the 20k, but let alone the 40k versus the recreational, which, yeah, like you say, it's going to be hands like 10s, 9s, maybe jacks, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, the odd ace 10 suited, and just the occasional random spew that, you know, sometimes you see.
Yeah.
7 deuce off or something just to show everyone.
Don't know if anyone's interested in Formula 1, but Bottas first again.
Leading the sprint.
Yeah, but he has to start from the back because of taking a new engine. So Verstappen effectively on pole, which is a bit of a shock because Hamilton should have been right up there. Second, started right behind Bottas. But
he's still in 5th, is he?
He's in 5th, yeah. Verstappen second, Ricciardo, Norris. Ricciardo beating Norris, which is interesting.
That doesn't happen too often.
Doesn't happen. He's turned it around.
Anyway,
back to the poker.
Ryan is back and in seat 8 now. And there is Matthias Eibinger in seat 3.
Hey,
another high stakes legend. Ahoy
fills
there.
out the table, makes a pretty interesting lineup. Then we got 4 kind of very elite, 4 or 5 very elite players.
2 recreationals and then Voigt, who
somewhere
we'd
in the
imagine
middle.
is somewhat decent.
No folders. Not a folder. No, we're not a folder. Puka, a pro. I am going to take a wild stab at no. Phuket. Stefan. Yeah. I guess with no there. Getting hyped up now. We got some action in the chat. Love to see it. 160 viewers on here. Don't know how many people are watching on YouTube or on Poker News, but could be decent numbers. Is that a Hawaiian with broccoli on it? Added broccoli. I want some protein.
Broccoli, spinach, bacon, one more. I can't remember what it was now. Where's the bacon? Bit of a nightmare, that.
What a concoction. He does what he wants. Open from Mario under the gun with the ace-9 suited. Call from Kate in the hijack, who's managed to flop pretty well for 8-9 offsuit. However, she is actually unfortunately crushed by Mario at the moment. Fedor, although we could be tricked into thinking that this flop is quite good for us, it's actually pretty terrible. So happily folding from him. Kate goes for the raise with the top pair and the 8-high flush draw. You should love to see that. Figuring that she's one of her options is live. Either she has the best hand at the moment, or she has a draw to the best hand. Should be pretty unfortunate to be up against a hand like kings with a diamond or something like that, but those do exist. So probably just calling this one, but she has elected for the raise, and I think Mario's just going to be continuing with a call every time. Four on the turn doesn't really change much. Just reduces some of the combos of good hands for Kate. Really, she obviously some of her raises on the flop are going to be like 9s, 4s, and 3s. So the 4 on the turn is actually quite a good card for Mario. It's not really going to give Kate trips. Just kind of increases the strength of Mario's hand, gives him a bit of equity against the flush as well. all in for Kate on the turn. This is actually a very, very tough spot for Mario, and I imagine that he's just going to end up folding. Kate is really repping a very, very strong range. He might take some full houses out of her range now, just because he probably doesn't expect her to just shove the turn for like a pot-size bet. No real like need for her to get so much protection, so it's going to look to him much more like a hand, like a vulnerable flush, something like Jack 10 of diamonds, which is what she's doing a pretty good job of repping. And it's going to be tough for him to call it off, because he's really hoping to call it off against basically an airball with the ace of diamonds or the king of diamonds, something like king queen off of a diamond, ace of diamonds 10, something like that. Like, there aren't very many combos that are a bluff. He's probably not going to consider her having any offsuit 9x. Maybe like king 9 off or something like that, but I can't imagine he's been watching the stream and seeing kind of how she's been playing. He's probably just seeing the showdowns, so she probably thinks that she's jamming the best hand and trying to get a call. But yeah, my prediction is that Mario's going to fold. Kate's going to win with the worst hand. Nice bluff. Yeah, not much you can do there really. Calling and seeing this hand would be like basically something you don't even expect, and you'd be very happy to see that. Yeah, she shows the 9 and he's like, ah, damn. Yeah, nice play from Kate. Manages to take the pot away from what was originally a pretty strong hand. King 9 suited under the gun for Stefan. Most reasonable open he's made so far.
Yep.
King 6 suited in a big blind for Matthias. Yeah, very standard stuff so far.
Oh, I've seen this hand. This one is fireworks.
Oh, yeah, that'll be why.
That'll be why. King high
Top
board.
pair, backdoor flush draw for both.
Yep.
Big advantage for Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the two low cards when you have something like King 9. If he had a better king, but let's say it was like King 10 9 and he had King 8 and Matthias had like King deuce, then his advantage is much lower because they're going to be a chop pot so often.
Yep.
But when the board is 2 cards below your kicker, like, he just has such robust equity. You can see he's got very, very strong equity here. If it was like King 10 8 and they had King 6 versus King 4, the equities would be very, very similar. It would be like a 60-40.
Uh-huh. Not a jack on the turn. I think we're probably going to see another bet out of Stefan. Can elect to check, but he's been quite trigger happy with the pre-flop and the post-flop.
And we've seen him betting second pairs and stuff for 2 streets, so
yeah,
I can't imagine him ever slowing down.
No.
Matthias again just forced into defending. Quite a nice size he's picked here as well, just really keeping Matthias's range wide.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, you don't want to go too big here and just start getting all those 4x and 8x to fold instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Matthias just got no choice but to continue.
Yeah, unfortunately doesn't pick up any additional equity with those diamonds or the 5, 6, 7 type stuff.
Check call, check call. Silly question, how is the bounty dollar per player track when it's live? Well, the ones I've played at Banco in the past, which I'm sure will be the same as today, is you just have cash game chips on the table in front of you. So let's say it's a €200 buy-in with €100 being the bounty, and you'd obviously have €50 on the table in front of you.
Yep, half goes on your stack.
Yeah, you knock somebody out, half goes onto your stack, and then they sign off the other half and give you the chips you put in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Getting a little bit thin at this stage for Stefan now. Betting 82. I
mean, I think for this size it's okay, but yeah, the nature of the rest of the cards on the board makes it difficult, because obviously Matthias's weaker King X is King 8, King 7, King 6, King 5, King 4, and half of those have 2 pair now.
Yeah.
Or had 2 pair before. But yeah, I still think if you're aware of your own image, you can't really stop betting a king on the river. So I think he's chosen 3 reasonable sizes. He just has to fold to a jam now.
Queen 8 in a pretty tough spot, I guess, for the size in terms of what he's targeting. Yeah. It's mostly just strong 8x, I guess, isn't it? Like ace 8, queen 8, but is there really any jack X that floats versus under the gun, the flop?
There'll be some like jack 10 of spades, jack 9 of diamonds,
maybe
stuff like that.
Oh, he just sort of didn't really look like he was thinking about it that much, did it? Did he?
Yeah.
And yeah, just goes for the nice hand.
The look up to the sky. Why hast thou forsaken me, God?
Yeah, when you really could have saved a bet there for sure on the river.
King 3 off into the muck. Ace deuce off into the muck. Not into the muck. Ace 10 going to be an open. Nine's going to be a very easy jam for Stefan, just with 10 big blinds. Nothing, no decision there. Ace 4 suited for Fedor into the muck. Fold. And yeah, we're going to see Matthias. We could potentially see a fold here. Although it's only 10 big blinds, the positions are just about early enough where Ace 10 is not really doing very well. He is probably going to be... range versus range, it's probably just about okay, you know, to call either way. I don't think there's very much EV to be made in either decision here versus this range. It's just going to be so much ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-king. Obviously some suited broadways, which we're just flipping against, and some pocket pairs which we're flipping against, but we don't really crush anything. It's unlikely Stefan's going to be taking very much like ace-8 suited or anything like that. It's mostly just going to be the stronger ace-x, so... But then again, it is only like 9.5 bigs, so you're almost just getting a good price. So yeah, Matthias also in the same situation. Yeah, it does just flick it in, which I think is okay. Like it's really, you could just flip a coin and go either way. Especially because it's ace 10 offsuit. We just have so many combinations of offsuit hands that we don't want to be flicking it in every single time.
Yeah, and recreationals I think are going to just be under shoving. I think they're just more going to flat king queen and stuff like that than
the
shove.
offsuit ones maybe. I don't know, not Stefan. I don't think Stefan's probably, with 10 bigs, I think he's probably just jamming in most of his broadways.
Is it 20k big blind now, is it? Oh yeah.
He's got 190. So.
Yeah, there we go. So it's all in or fold really, isn't it?
Yeah, flop gut shot for Matthias. No help on a turn. So it needs to hit an ace queen 10. I'd like to see Stefan double up. He's been very fun to watch. Yeah, nice.
Definitely nice. Good hold. Good solid hold. A little bit of a sweat on the flop, but
levels out the stacks a bit more. Nobody's really pulling away.
No.
So far, Simon up to like 800 or something, and I think Mario maybe around the same, perhaps a little bit more. Be nice to see.
Fedor's got about starting, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on 500.
Now Matthias as well on 500.
That's a double up to 500 for Stefan. Matthias is on about 600 now.
Yeah. How much has Kate got? About 400?
3 or 4.
Yeah. And Reiner, it's just been really tough for him, as we say.
Yeah, not really any spots, really.
No, just been, you know, kind of... I spoke to him about the the Kate min raise where she's just sort of... And he was like, well, you know...
What can I do? I've got 10 high.
All of his friends, he said his friends were sending him the hands and that they found it funny, so fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those ones where we all probably do the same thing and we just laugh about it afterwards. But
you got bluff, mate.
Clevin 6000 says this commentary is super good. Well, thank you very much.
I appreciate that.
Suited as well, you know. Rainer's pretty. He's got a nice hand here, nice spot, but Ibinger just absolutely locking up the board.
Drills the turn as well, just for the hearts for dessert.
Amazing. Just have that.
And
no
that
chops
will
available.
Do. Unlucky. 10k down. He said he did 2 bullets in the main as well, so he said in terms of enjoyment he's had a great time, but in terms of the wallet, obviously, yeah, about 11k's worth of damage there.
He's used to that kind of thing.
I'm sure it won't be the end of the world for him. So ace jack suited under the gun.
Yeah, very nice. He's picking up a few hands. Button for we should just be folding here. Really, deuce is not strong enough, not deep enough.
Yeah.
Again, like
two strong players behind.
2 strong players behind who can both shove as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just this is. I mean, this is the kind of level between the recreational and the sort of slightly better recreational. Just the ones that have the discipline to let go of these kind of hands.
Yeah. I mean, it's not awful. It's not like you're completely setting money on Phil by calling. It's not like he's called with like 10-7 suited or something like that. But arguably 10-7 suited is probably better.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the problem. You just run into it gives Fedor and Mario both the opportunity to just have an easy jam with quite a wide range. Ace Jack suited plus ace. You know, like maybe potentially even ace jack off. I can't see either of them like not jamming ace jack off. I don't know how much Mario's got, but it's 30 effective with under the gun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 6s plus, even 5s, if they think that the button flat is too wide, they're going to start to shove wider. Because obviously Vote's been quite active. They're not worried about him being too tight.
Yeah, he's opening a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's opening a lot, and they know that the buttons are fish as well. So you're just opening the door for them to just really pile it in.
Yeah.
Or just realise a bunch of equity out of the big blind. And yeah, deuce is just not going to be strong enough.
And Vote Ray's calling off the 19 big blind.
19 bigs under the gun versus small blind, 7-handed. Yeah,
it's probably bottom, isn't it? I'd imagine versus an elite player, you probably just have to close your eyes and put it in, I guess.
Yeah, there's going to be enough.
I would fold ace jack off, I think. But yeah. Oh, that is
top set
a fade or flop, if ever I've seen one.
There's still some backdoor-ish, but it's thin.
Yeah, something
just
like
a club to keep us alive.
Eight of clubs.
Looks like a red card.
Okay, that gives some interesting opportunities.
Opportunities. Are we allowed to say that? Trademark?
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone loves a drop bot.
3?
No. You wish. Fade or holes, mate.
Yeah. Great player and great runner of the all-in part of the game as well.
That helps.
That does.
Good skill to have.
So I hear for the football tournament that's going to be going alongside the festival is going to be hotly contested tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Germans love their football. So.
Yeah, and apparently Mario used to be a professional.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's why he's got such a big Instagram following, I think. I think he played... I'll have a look at the...
Quite a high level, I believe.
Yeah. I'll have a look at that.
So open, pretty standard open for Mario with the ace-8 suited, under the gun +1. And yeah, 20 bigs jam for Kate. So it's like, we're not loving it, but hand's just about good enough. King-Queen suited. Stefan just overcalls all in for 15 bigs, King-Queen suited, which is not a play we want to be making. It is a very strong hand, and it looks like a nice spot, but the under the gun range is uncapped, and the jam versus under the gun is generally a very strong hand. So you're hoping for a flip, really. There's so much ace-king, ace-queen in both ranges.
Yeah, he played for St. Polten and Wiener Neustadt, that are you know, teams at the, I think, the top level of Austrian football, or the second level of Austrian football at least. St. Polten's quite a good side. I've heard that team before. Yeah, in the Austrian Bundesliga last season, so played for them up until
very high level.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, so somebody like that's just going to be an advantage with their mindset probably as well.
Yeah, very competitive as well. And yeah, Stefan, they're cold calling it off when he's still got an uncapped range behind. Not ideal. And that is a lovely hold there for Kate, who chips up, and you told her that she was going to get a lucky run of cards today, and it's been pretty decent for her so far.
I think she was lacking confidence, and I said, Kate, get it together.
Come on, woman. Pull yourself together. And she's done very well. So, Mr. Rowe.
Yeah, Jack 9 off in the cut-off. I imagine he's going to start opening.
Yeah.
Again, it's like it's towards the bottom, but
it's not great versus this lineup, though, is it? You just
it just makes it in there. I think when this hand is good enough, 10-9, Jack 9, but I think Vote would perhaps would benefit from tightening up a bit. But Simon, from what I've seen so far, I think Simon's going to just have a better idea overall.
And I guess we'll see a jam from Fedor here. It's quite a lot of big blinds, but there's no real other players there.
Yeah, it's just 30 effective. There's not really any other option here. It's a pretty standard jam.
Oh,
sick city.
That is brutal. As we've just been talking about how quiet Mario's been, he finds himself in the absolute dream spot. Hold it together, maybe look at them. How much is that? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's getting a bit lame though. We're only trying to induce Rono to overcall, and our theatrics are not really going to influence his range very much. If he has Jacks plus, he puts it in, and if he doesn't, he folds.
Yeah, exactly.
No need.
It's not
for
like
this, Mario.
it's not like it's not like Rono's going to be like, oh, I think actually my king queen suited could be dominating.
I think
both
Mario
now.
might have just called off 30 bigs here with
king jack. Fours. Yeah. I'm in good shape. No, yeah, as you say, like...
You're just taking the piss now. Slow rolling, perhaps. Maybe it's deliberate.
Just taking his time, isn't he? I think. Yeah, there we go. Fair enough.
Simon's going to obviously just get out of the way.
And Fedor's going to feel pretty sick at this point because he's just
flop.
hoping for ace-king, isn't
Fedor's
he?
gonna
And there's
7.
1, and there's 2, yeah. Oh, it's coming 7, yeah!
Yeah, it's got suits locked as well.
Yeah. Where's
So
Christian Rudolph when you need him?
Yeah,
Ooh.
you see how the equity goes way up. Sometimes you can have pair versus pair and it will be 80-20, but this is actually like 87-13 because Mario has both the same suits, so Fedor almost just with 10%
Yep.
equity. Making a flush is a real thing. It does happen sometimes.
And is it always coming 7? I
It
don't
would be on
think
the
it
river,
is.
wasn't it? I played
Yeah.
with that guy. No,
Yeah.
no 7 today. Could see a re-entry from Fedor. I think for the footage, for the fans,
He's still got chips behind.
Oh, he's got 4.
Yeah, he's got 10
left, doesn't he?
bigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 275.
Oh,
Mario
Mario
now
had about
the
900.
monster chip leader, and it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how a revered online player is going to play the ICM, which I think will be a nice masterclass for the casual watcher.
Should be very good.
Yeah.
There'll be, I can imagine there being some Bowie approved jams.
Yeah, just those open jams that feel so counterintuitive that it just very, very standard, exactly.
Seen a lot of the best hand winning all-ins.
We have, yeah, we haven't seen many turn-ups for the books, which is unfortunate.
No pain, just
No
yet.
pain, yeah. We'd like to see some.
I imagine it's coming.
Yeah, I being
Here we go. Ace King versus Ace Queen, Queen on the river.
Here we go. Yeah, I being a hand's way too strong just to open jam.
Yeah.
Wants to target some of those shorter stack 3-bet jam spots, even
like this.
even Mario as well. And yeah, this kind of situation's great.
Yeah, I mean this is quite close to a jam.
I think I would defend personally. Yeah.
Yeah, defending is obviously completely fine, but jamming would be also fine. Versus an aggressive opener, blocking the and trips for Matthias.
What a flop. Could
a
even check this one back.
It's just so bait.
It is a bit bait, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
We'll
check.
just go for the 1 big blind here.
Yeah.
40k. Trying to get him to continue with anything, and I think he will continue with ace high. Yeah, he's going for the 1 big blind up.
Is he trying to tilt people with those chips like that, or is that part of the game plan?
It's working if he's trying to tilt me.
Yeah. Trying to tilt the commentators.
Yeah, and I think
Stefan's
not
into
a folder,
continuing.
is he? We know that, so he's definitely going to continue.
Just forced into continuing there, yeah. Ace high. Now he's in even
really
worse
good turn
shape.
for him.
Yeah, now he beats some pocket pairs like pocket 7s, pocket 8s, pocket 9s.
Yeah, the thing is Matthias is probably not going to induce pocket 7s or pocket 8s. He will have 9s and 10s and jacks sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
But also he is going to be very like ace queen, ace king, king queen suited, king jack suited for his like strong raises. So and aces of course. So it is a good card, but it's also not as good as it perhaps seems.
As it looks, yeah. You can be easily to think, oh well, I've just improved to
crush
pair
loads of his range, but in reality he's not going to be inducing very wide, and he's going to shove a decent amount, and he's also just going to fold a lot of hands pre-flop. So it looks like a great board, but he is just going to have a full house pretty often here.
Is he just shoved?
Yeah.
Oh no, and that's the end of the road for Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, this shove doesn't really make any sense.
No, what are we repping here? If we've got a king, we want him to bluff it off.
Well, the thing is the reason we're continuing with ace highs because we think it's the best hand against some counterfeited hands, which means we need him to bluff those hands. So by shoving, we just get called by anything better. We get ace high to fold, sure. We get like a chop to fold maybe, but he probably doesn't have any ace x because ace 10 and stuff is going to shove pre-flop, ace 9 suited. So he might have like maybe ace jack suited, but yeah, we're just not in there. We just fold the turn. We got to.
But kind of an example of why these 5k tournaments run, I guess. They're probably not going to pay rake to play against each other, so
it's true. So unlucky there for Stefan, but
yeah,
enjoyable watching him play. Yeah, Matthias forging a bit of a stack now as well, so up to what 2.5 starting stacks, 3.5 starting stacks for Mario, so they got about 2/3 of the chips between them now. We've had what 10 entries.
9 I think. No, 10. Yeah, because we were so surprised to see him come back in with 16 bigs, weren't we?
Yeah.
Fancy the flick, I guess.
So that'll be a 50k prize pool.
Yeah.
30k up
Looking
top.
at 3 places paid as well.
Yeah, 30, 28, 15, 7, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So Kate in the big blind, 1 big blind behind. She's just got to put it in, really.
Yeah, no
it's
two
just
ways about it.
any
Any two
two.
cards. It's probably better just to put the chips in and then look after, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just so
Saves
you don't
the disappointment of seeing 7
deuce
deuce.
3. Okay, so she is dominated in this spot.
It's unlucky to be crushed. Is it just 1? Is there a small blind?
No, that was Stefan, and he just busted out.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the shove does make sense.
So she'll be looking for a 5 or a 4 or a 7 or something along those lines.
King.
Help her out a bit.
6.
Yeah.
3.
No backdoor equity really. The 3 might help, but you'd rather
Yeah,
have the
this is
board
good.
pair. That's not too bad, is it?
If
5.
if one of the board pair, like 7 or 5 pairs, then
Yeah.
this is a good card. It gives her a little bit of life.
No.
It's not going to do it. 10-8.
Too late for the 3. The slap of the 3 of
All right,
hearts.
Kate. GG.
Unlucky.
Unlucky, and she got unlucky in the main event as well. Got aces into kings and
busted out,
yeah,
unfortunately.
well, she had the aces, but
Yeah.
GG. So now we're left with
4
elites
5 players plus Vote.
and Vote, who we're not super sure about, but so far he's not done anything crazy.
I don't
he
think
made
he's a
couple
bad player at all.
No,
Yeah.
he's obviously like a reg of some kind. He's made he made a bit of a wide defend earlier, and
The 9-4 off was a little
Yeah.
bit suspicious.
couple
Yeah.
of potentially reachy opens, but in general he's getting in there, not afraid to play. But yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting now. Let's assume that late reg is closed.
Yeah.
So we're going to be 2 away from the money. So this is where it really starts to get interesting. Fedor very, very short, so not really any pressure on him. He's just going to be looking to be as aggressive as possible and chip up.
Yeah.
It's people like Vote and
Ronau
really who are in the kind of
In the
danger zone
the coffin.
somewhat.
Yeah. In the coffin.
In the
Can't really open into Mario's big blind that often.
You'll see Mario opening most hands when it's his opportunity to be first in.
Yeah, and that's a easy all-in for Fedor there. Any ace really at this point. Oh, and Voigt now with the ace-9 lets it go. It is a bit tricky, to be fair. Ronau with the 10s, easiest decision of his life. Doesn't even mess around. No Hollywooding, just straight in the middle. And
we haven't seen a free outer yet, so
no, it's a 2-outer, isn't it? Because Voigt folded the ace-9,
that's right.
unfortunately. So Fedor in. All in and at risk, and on the worst of it.
It would be nice to see him double up.
It would be. He's gonna need. Well, he needs a 4 or a 3. Would give him some sort of hope. The backdoor wheel is always a tough way to lose an all in, isn't it?
10 on the turn.
Oh yeah, that's GG then.
Yeah,
10 on the turn, and
I wonder if they'll maybe there'll be a re-entry. I'm not sure, but I doubt it.
there can't be a re-entry now. There's 4 left. There's 3 paid, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. It's 12 big blinds, isn't it? I don't know. It could be.
Reg is open.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. 12 big blinds. You know, that's usually around when late reg closes. So I don't know. What Fedor just sort of buys in and then sort of comes back.
Yeah, why not?
After 2 other people bust, like I'm in the money. Yeah.
Waits for this.
Sort of sheepishly hangs around. Oh, you busted. Which seat am I?
Yeah. But maybe, can you do a beef jerky wildcard ad? What does that mean, Aaron?
Oh, that's from the Jack Link's beef jerky wildcard. It's like from the main event, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have any scope or control of the production. So you see these sort of camera shots.
Oh, like a sweat with kind of hand.
Yeah, it's like a sweat with one person, yeah.
Yeah, not much we can do there, I'm afraid.
No. So Mario...
$1 million marathon wildcard hand.
So Mario opening up hand of the gun.
Yep, standard.
Vote.
Four-handed under the gun, also the hijack because we're four-handed.
Vote with the 27 or 27 bigs.
Wait. Oh, who's the big blind?
It's going to be Simon,
Mario's
isn't it?
The big
no,
blind.
it's Ibinger. Ibinger's the big blind. Mario's opening it up. I think that's a discipline lay down there. You could 3-bet. I don't think shoving achieves an awful lot. It's just too many big blinds going in.
I see. So
they're four-handed now, right?
Yeah. So he's actually the cut-off, not under the gun. And
so maybe he could have shoved then for 27 with ace-10 versus what would be a super wide chip leader open.
Who had ace-10?
Vote.
He folded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would shove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario should be opening every two,
Yeah.
every two, any two. Well, not any two, you know, but very, very, very wide. He's
Yeah,
going to be opening
like
in this spot.
90% or something.
Yeah, it's the stone bubble now, right?
Yeah.
So next person to bust gets 0. So yeah, Mario has license to just basically do what he wants.
And Ibing are in this spot now where I think all 3 players have almost the same that are second to Mosbach. So
Mario does have to be kind of careful, but with every pot he wins now, it's just going to give him more and more of an advantage. Like he's likely to win this pot, so then he's just going to be putting further ahead. And once he gets to a certain lead, he's just going to be able to get away with absolute murder without being at risk of switching to second or anything like that. Checks it back.
I think that's pretty reasonable with your worst King X here. You're not going to get 2 or 3 streets really. You're just hoping for 1 street.
Yeah.
And you know, you can induce some bluffs on the turns. There's a lot of cool things that can happen.
I'm amazed that Vote folded ace-10 on the button.
Yeah, I thought it was 5-handed, to be fair. I got it wrong, but yeah, that was way too tight. Maybe he's just thinking, I don't really want to mess with the chip leader now. I'm second in chip, so
I'm like, damn, what a spot the chip leader's opened.
Yeah, I've got the lot here. Yeah, just pile it in, and even if he calls with queens or jacks,
and the thing
you've
is
got
as well
some
is
equity.
if we do pile 27 bigs, he's not going to be loving it with like
ace jack
off.
I think he'd probably fold ace jack.
Yeah.
Probably just call ace queen plus, and even ace queen. Like
it leaves him in last place if he loses, and then he's suddenly at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if he folds, he's still chip leader.
Yep. And I think we're going to see a stab from Mario, and I don't think Ibing is going to go anywhere versus a small size.
Mario again with the check back with showdown value. He's checked back flop 3 times and just had showdown value every single time. Second pair, and then like a weak top pair on a pair board here.
Yeah.
So definitely something to notice there. Yeah, and like you say, I think it's one of those spots where Matthias's hand seems like an obvious call, but at the same time Mario has such an easy flop bet with his whole range when the 3 is not a trips that Matthias is going to have very often. Being that it's the bubble, Matthias is going to defend a lot tighter, so some of that 3x is going to disappear out of his range.
That's true. A lot of the 3x, just the stronger suited ones.
Yeah, Mario just hoping for him to improve to a pair like this with the 7.
Yeah, some sort of 4-5 hand that now Rivers.
4-5 just folds the turn, but he can have maybe 4-5 of hearts.
4-5? Yeah, sorry, yeah. 4-5 of hearts. Maybe he'd probably be check raising the weaker gut shots. Sometimes.
Yeah. Mario just going to be going for like a half pot, I imagine. It goes for like 60-70%, something like that, 275. Yeah.
Yeah, a very meaty size. Targeting basically 7x, 4x of hearts.
Exactly, yeah, targeting 7x, 4x, some ace highs, sticky ace highs sometimes, and some pocket pairs. I think Matthias can still have like 6s and 5s at some frequency.
Yeah.
They didn't shove pre-flop, probably not 8s or anything like that. But
and is he going to get his cape on here? I don't think so. I think he's just going to let this one go, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, in theory he's blocking King X, which is good, but he's not blocking the King X that Mario is going to check on the flop. So
yeah,
he actually wants to be blocking like King 7, King 8, King 6. But I think Ace 10 is just going to end up being folded. Giving it the tank.
Votes had enough.
Yeah, he's like, this is taking too long, Grano.
Yeah, looks like there's going to be some sort of break by the looks of it, because the card room manager Susanna there coming over.
Registration will be closed now, I guess, after this break.
Wonder if we're going to see anyone flicking the 12 big blinds for 5k. You never know.
You never know. Giving it the long tank, Matthias, but I think Mario just has enough hands, like queens even can start betting for value. for this kind of size. You know, queens, jacks, 10 stuff that's just trying to get called by a 7. A lot of Matthias's just check, call, check, check. Sorry, check, 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 call range is going to be 7x. And 7x only, really. Obviously, sometimes king x, but he's going to fold a lot of the weaker king x pre, and so his stronger king x is going to be strong enough to just value bet the turn. So yeah, long tank, but does eventually find a fold, and yeah.